Planet Hollywood is in a prime location in Las Vegas, but is it worth a stay in 2026? Today, I'm going to break down the food, the rooms, the casino, and more, and give you the pros and cons to staying here. So let's go check out Planet Hollywood. When you first walk into this room, you have this huge entryway. It's very wide, and this is also where you're going to find your wardrobe. So there's no traditional closet in this room. You have this wardrobe, and this is where you're going to find a full-length mirror on the side. You have your iron and your ironing board. You also have a safe and a drawer down here. This bathroom is huge. You have a his and her vanities on either side. You have a walk-in shower on one side, and then a toilet room on the other side, and then there's this huge soaking tub right in the middle. But what I don't like about this bathroom is the toilet. It's super slow flushing. It just doesn't have any power. The water pressure in the shower is just okay, but I don't like the white grouted tile at the bottom. It just feels like it looks dirty. We did take a black light to the bathroom. Both of the sinks were very clean. The shower was clean. We did take it to the toilet, and I thought I saw some stuff on the toilet seat, but actually I took like a Kleenex and just tried to wipe it off, and it was just fuzzy. So I think maybe it was just from the towel that the housekeeper used. We booked an ultra resort king room, and we checked in really late last night. It was like 11:30 or so. There was thankfully no line at the check-in desk, and they had a lot of people working there, so they weren't pushing everybody to the kiosks. We got up there, we checked in, and we got to the room, and instead of a king bed, they gave us 2 queens, which she didn't say anything when she was checking us in, so I was a little annoyed by that, but we were too tired to go down and deal with it. So this morning we went back downstairs. They were able to swap rooms with us. So we have now seen both the queen room and the king room for the ultra resort rooms. So this king room has a nice desk area. There's an empty fridge in there, a few drawers. And if you are going to work at the desk, I do want to warn you that if you're going to plug in your laptop and you have phones with you, there is a 2-device maximum on their Wi-Fi. So if you're going to be using multiple devices, you're going to have to switch, or you're going to have to pay extra. Now there is a TV that's right in front of the window area. It's not one continuous window. There's like 2 windows with some drywall in between. So the TV's just placed there on a big TV stand. You do have a couple of chairs and a table, and in this room you do have a couch. Now this is the only difference between the king room and the queen rooms. Obviously there's 2 beds in the other room. This one has a couch. The queen rooms did not have the couch, but the bathroom was the same. It was just a swapped layout. Now in here we did a black light test on the beds and in the beds in the queen room, and we found that the sheets themselves were very clean. In the queen room, one of the beds did have some kind of stain that was on the top cover. Looked like some kind of grease that was baked in, but other than that, everything was very clean. And just being around this room, I was commenting that there's really no dust around here. Like, you feel like all the flat surfaces are super clean, and just the air feels very clean. The one thing I noticed that I don't like about this room is how plain it looks. Like, when you walk into the bedroom, it's very large, but they have these 2 walls on the sides, and there's absolutely no decorations on the wall. It just feels super plain. But other than that, I think this room is very large. It's great. It's 585 square feet. You get a lot of space in here, and the beds are comfortable, good pillows as well. We're staying here in January of 2026, and the rates were $100 a night while we were staying here, and there's a $55 resort fee. The parking was $20 a night for hotel guests. And we do have a surprise for you at the end. If you want to see a different room that we have stayed in just a few months ago that has something kind of kinky to it, stay tuned till the end and we'll post some of that footage.
There are two pools at Planet Hollywood, and they're essentially right next to each other. You do enter on the 6th floor, and you actually have to walk down a hallway of rooms to get to the pool area, so I think it's a little unusual. Once you get out here, you will find that there are two pools. One is adults only, so it's kind of nice. If you don't want to be around a bunch of kids, you can come over to the adult side of the pool area and just hang out with adults and drink, because there's a bar right here for you, and have a good time. And then if you are with family, you can go to the all ages pool. It's essentially like a mirror image of the other pool, but obviously there are families that are allowed here. Something that you just won't find at other properties is a flow rider. So if you want to try out surfing, it's $35 per person for half an hour, or if you are a local, it's only $25 for that 30 minutes. If you get hungry, they do have a cafe where you can grab some food. And in between the two pool areas, you will find some lawn games, which can be kind of fun. Now, this isn't the nicest pool in Las Vegas, but if you just want to get some sun, it'll be fine. The pool's actually closed right now for the season. It reopens February 27th.
The atmosphere of this casino is kind of hip and fun. They're always playing good music in here. They do play it kind of loud, so if you like a quieter casino, you may not like this, but we like the liveliness of the loud music, and it just feels very fun and vibrant. Now, we're walking around here on a Friday afternoon to see the table minimums, and we found that there were 4 craps tables. 3 of them had $15 minimums, 1 had a $50 minimum. There were probably at least a dozen blackjack tables. The good majority of them were $15 tables, but only one of those was 3-2 blackjack. The others were 6-5, and there were a few that were $25 tables. Roulette, they had 3 tables open. 2 of them were 25, 1 of them was 15, but 2 of them had triple zeros, and only one of the $25 tables was double zero. You're in a really good location here at Planet Hollywood. So here's Planet Hollywood behind me. And then if you come over this direction, you can walk over to Paris, Las Vegas, which is connected to the Horseshoe. And then across the street, you find Bellagio. And then here's the Cosmopolitan. Now, the Cosmopolitan you can actually access by a bridge on the other side of Planet Hollywood, and that's also an easy way to get to Aria.
There are no true nightclubs at Planet Hollywood, but you do have several bars and lounges throughout, starting off with the Glass Bar. Now, this is a swanky little lounge. I thought it was really pretty. They did a good job decorating it. Now, the Sportsbook has a bar, but this is also connected to Pinup Pizza, which is amazing pizza. It's kind of right outside on the strip, but you can order into the sports bar area. 50 Cent has a bar and lounge. It's actually in the Miracle Mile shops, but right next to the casino. Caramella is a new Italian restaurant here, but they have a hidden lounge that opens up at night. So kind of speakeasy vibes. And then you just have Extra Lounge. This is right in the middle of the casino. This is kind of your traditional casino bar. Now, be on the lookout for different happy hour type of specials. And if you just want to grab something to go right outside, you do have Purple Zebra and get your fruity drinks.
We came to breakfast to the Cafe Hollywood. This is kind of like the diner at Planet Hollywood. It's open for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. Today it's open until 2 a.m. Anyway, I got an omelet, and it's like super fresh, just bacon and cheddar. Really good. Breakfast potatoes. Very well seasoned, but they got a nice crunch on them. And then nice and tender on the inside. What I like is that if you don't want the toast that comes with your meal, you can substitute a pancake or a French toast for just $1. Haven't tried the pancake yet. It looks good. This was like $20 plus the extra dollar for the pancake. Kind of normal strip pricing. And then a breakfast burrito. Ooh, this has like bacon and sausage in it. There's some pepper and egg. Got good flavor. And cheese and salsa on the top there. I mean, it's a good option for some decent food here at Planet Hollywood.
Up on the mezzanine level, you'll find Strip House. This is a steakhouse. You'll also find Caramella. This is a new Italian restaurant here. I love coming up to the mezzanine and just getting a bird's eye view of the entire casino. Earl of Sandwich is down on the casino floor, has amazing sandwiches. They have a P.F. Chang's here, and they also have some specials, so look out for that. And they have a takeout window. You can also access this from Las Vegas Boulevard. If you're looking for some Mexican food, you can hit up Yolo's. This is right off of the casino floor. Or you can go to Gordon Ramsay Burger. We've only tried the location at Flamingo, and it was delicious, but I'm sure it's just as good here. Now, you also have a Chick-fil-A outside, and this is the Pinup Pizza. It's really good, and it's connected to the sports book. Now, they have some new combos and $5.99 slices, so they have lowered their prices for a slice of pizza here. Another option for Mexican food is Rosa Mexicano. It is actually part of the Miracle Mile shops, not in the casino, but they do have really good Mexican food. We've been here for both dinner and for breakfast, and both were really good. They do have some specials at breakfast time too. Last summer, somehow I was able to get 2 different stays comped in an Ultra Boulevard suite. These suites are 1,800 square feet. They've got a ton of living space, and you got great views from these rooms as well. But the one thing that we mentioned before is that you'd find something a little kinky in here. And yes, they have swings. And you'll see in the other room, the other one's a little bit different than this one. But yeah, huge living area. You have a little kind of wet bar area and a big living/dining area. So here's the other one, and as you can see, this one's just set up a little bit differently. But what I think is kind of interesting about these suites is that the bedroom portion of the suite is really no different than one of the ultra hip rooms. So those rooms are a little smaller than the one we showed you earlier, the ultra resort room, but this is essentially the same layout as the ultra hip room. But for being a suite, you really don't have anything too luxurious in the bedroom and bathroom part. This is just the same that you would get in the standard room. But staying in the suite was still kind of cool.
The lobby is actually located a floor below the casino. You do have your valet, taxi, Uber, that's just right outside, and you have access to the elevators from the lobby as well. But it's just odd that it's down a floor. If you are parking here, however, you do have a long walk because the parking garage is shared with the Miracle Mile shops, and it's a long walk to the parking garage. There are a few different entertainment venues here. So up on the mezzanine level above the casino, you have Chris Angel Mind Freak and you have Chippendales. And then outside of the casino in the Miracle Mile shops, you have the Planet Hollywood Theater, and they bring in different artists. So like Ramon Ayala will be here, John Fogerty, and Jeff Dunham. There's also a couple of other theaters that are inside of the Miracle Mile shops, but they are not affiliated with Planet Hollywood.
probably the biggest highlight for Planet Hollywood has to be the attached Miracle Mile shops. So right outside of the casino, you're going to find a whole bunch of food and shopping options, and you're going to find cheap options. This is not one of those malls where you only have high-end stores. You're going to find different fast food type of restaurants like Panda Express or Chipotle. They have a whole food court. Or if you want a sit down experience, you have Blondie's, La Salsa, Flights. And then the shopping, again, it's not going to be your high-end luxury shopping. You have places like Foot Locker, Sephora. They have 2 ABC stores in this mall. So if you want to go and just grab some drinks and snacks, this is the cheapest way for you to do it. So I think this is what brings such great value to Planet Hollywood, having these places attached, because then you don't have to run out and try to find cheap things. You can find it right on site if you're trying to save a little money. Overall, I think that Planet Hollywood is a solid choice for Las Vegas. It's not quite a budget hotel because the weekend prices can get really expensive, but especially if you are coming during the middle of the week, it can be really cheap and you're going to have great value here. Again, I absolutely love that you have the Miracle Mile shops and the different food and shopping options to save some money, and you're in a prime location. The rooms are spacious, although a little plain, like I said earlier, and the pool itself is just okay. But other than that, I think that this is a really good option if you are trying to get a good value for a hotel property center strip in Las Vegas.